A Ford dealer will sell you a 2024 F250 with a 6.7-liter Power Stroke for $72,000. Here is what he will not tell you. Of the 847 diesel trucks his service department worked on last year, only 11 were pre-1997 engines. He sees new diesels constantly. The old ones almost never show up. That number is not a coincidence. The mechanics who actually wrench on these trucks for a living have a private list. 3 diesel engines. That is it. 3 engines that reliably cross 500,000 miles without a catastrophic failure. Not 5, not 10, 3. And none of them are currently in production. The dealers do not want you to know this list exists, because if you bought one of these engines 10 years ago, you would still be driving it today. You would not be making payments on a new truck. You would not be paying $1,800 for a turbo replacement. You would not be in their service bay every 6 months. But here is the thing. Diesel longevity is not magic. It is engineering. And there was a window of time, roughly 1989 to 2003, when 3 engine families got it right. Before emissions regulations forced complexity. Before electronic fuel injection created failure points. Before accountants started designing maintenance schedules instead of engineers. So let me show you what these 3 engines are, why they survive, and exactly where you can still find them. Number 1. The Cummins 5.9-liter 12-valve. This is the engine that mechanics talk about when they talk about diesel reliability. Produced from 1989 to 1998, the 12-valve Cummins came in Dodge Ram trucks, and it was built with one philosophy. Fewer parts means fewer failures. The injection system is mechanical. A Bosch P7100 pump delivers fuel at around 18,000 pounds per square inch. Compare that to modern common rail systems pushing 30,000 pounds per square inch or higher. That lower pressure means less stress on injectors, less stress on lines, and rebuild kits that cost around $400 instead of $4,000. The turbo is a Holset HX35. It is rebuildable for about $200. The head gasket is a straightforward job. The timing gear is steel, not plastic. Everything about this engine was designed to be repaired by a competent mechanic with hand tools. You can find 12-valve Cummins trucks on Bring a Trailer and private sales ranging from $15,000 to $35,000 depending on condition. Trucks with 300,000 miles are considered midlife. Trucks with 500,000 miles are considered ready for a rebuild, not a junkyard. And a full rebuild runs about $5,000 to $8,000. After that rebuild, you have another 500,000 miles ahead of you. The 12-valve is not fast. It makes about 160 horsepower stock, but it will outlast your mortgage. Number 2. The 7.3-liter Power Stroke. Ford partnered with International Harvester to build this engine from 1994 to 2003, and it became the standard for heavy-duty diesel trucks in America. If you have ever seen an old Super Duty still working on a job site, still hauling equipment, still showing up every day with 400,000 miles on the clock, you were probably looking at a 7.3. The fuel system here is hydraulically actuated. It uses engine oil pressure to fire the injectors instead of high-pressure fuel rails. This design, called HEUI, puts less stress on the fuel system itself. Injectors last longer. Lines rarely fail. The injection pressure sits around 21,000 pounds per square inch, which is moderate by modern standards. But here is where the 7.3 really separates itself. The bottom end is massively overbuilt. Forged connecting rods, a forged crankshaft, main bearing caps that could handle twice the power the engine actually makes. Ford and International built this engine to survive commercial fleet abuse, and that same durability carries over to anyone who buys one today. The weak points are known and manageable. The cam position sensor fails eventually. Budget about $90 and 30 minutes to replace it. The glow plug relay can stick. Replace it proactively for $50. The injector O-rings can leak oil into the fuel system after 200,000 miles. A skilled diesel shop can reseal them in a day. Private sale prices for 7.3 trucks run from $12,000 to $40,000. The market has figured out what these engines are worth, so you will not find deals like you could 5 years ago, but you are still buying a truck that can work another decade or 2 with basic maintenance. Number 3. The Detroit Diesel 12.7-liter Series 60. This one is different. You will not find it in a pickup truck. The Series 60 powered over-the-road semi-trucks from 1987 until 2011. It became the best-selling heavy-duty diesel in North America. And among long-haul truckers, it earned a reputation that no other engine has matched. Million-mile clubs exist for Series 60 owners. Not 500,000, not 750,000, 1 million miles. And these are not garage queens. These are trucks that crossed the country thousands of times, ran 20 hours a day, hauled 80,000 pounds gross weight, and kept running. The design philosophy is similar to the 12-valve Cummins. Mechanical simplicity where possible, a two-piece piston design that handles thermal stress better than single-piece alternatives, a gear-driven camshaft instead of a timing chain, cylinder liners that can be replaced individually instead of scrapping the whole block. Now, owning a Series 60 means owning a commercial truck. You are looking at Freightliners, Peterbilts, Kenworths, but if you need serious towing capability, or you want to convert a truck to an RV platform, or you just want an engine that treats 500,000 miles like a warm-up lap, the Series 60 is the only real option in that weight class. Used trucks with Series 60 engines range from $8,000 to $50,000 depending on configuration and mileage. A glider kit, where you install a rebuilt Series 60 in a new truck chassis, runs around $70,000 to $90,000. That sounds expensive until you realize the engine can run another 1,000,000 miles before it needs attention. So what do these three engines share? First, they all came from an era before emissions mandates forced complexity. No diesel particulate filters, no selective catalytic reduction systems, no exhaust gas recirculation that clogs intake manifolds with carbon. The simplest engine is the most reliable engine, and these three are the simplest diesels ever mass-produced. Second, they all use lower injection pressures than modern common rail systems. That means less stress on fuel components, longer injector life, and cheaper rebuilds when parts finally wear out. Third, they were all designed with commercial duty cycles in mind. Fleet operators demand low cost of ownership. That means engines built to last 500,000 miles because replacing them costs more than maintaining them. When you buy one of these engines for personal use, you get that same commercial-grade durability. And fourth, all three have massive aftermarket support. Every seal, every gasket, every bearing is available from multiple suppliers. Independent shops know these engines inside and out. You are not locked into dealer service networks charging $180 an hour. If you want a diesel that actually lasts, you have two choices. You can buy a new truck every 5 years and pay $70,000 each time. Or you can find a 12-valve Cummins, a 7.3 Power Stroke, or a Series 60 Detroit, pay $20,000 once, and drive it for the next 2 decades. The dealers will not tell you this. The manufacturers definitely will not tell you this. But the mechanics know. And now you know too. If you want to see which specific trucks came with these engines and where to find them right now, that video is on your screen.